Shalom. Barakathan Yahweh. Barakathan Yahweh Shai. Call Halimla Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Urkol Kadash. All praises be to the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of His Son and the Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, to the 144,000, double honor and respect to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson. Learn not the ways of the heathen. Learn not the ways of the heathen. So this video popped up in my feed. Slakia. This video popped up in my feed, and this video is fair use under the Copyright Act of 1976, Section 107. These videos are not monetized, but are used for educational purposes and comments only. Fair use. Let's play the video.
Okay, so I know a lot of y'all ain't scared to go to hell, and I can tell. However, I have a job to do. I'm going to help try to save a soul or two if I can, all right? Satanic Bible, take a look at it. A lot of you are Satanists, you don't know it, and a lot of you are Satanists and don't care. Birthdays, right? The highest of all holidays in the Satanic religion is the date of one's own birth. And them Jehovah's Witnesses, they may have been on to something. They went from celebrating a birthday to a birthday week to a birthday month, and y'all mean to tell me that y'all are not in idolatry? Huh? Personally, haven't celebrated my birthday in over 8 years. I don't miss it. I know birthdays include a lot of drunkenness, a lot of getting high out your mind, a lot of fornicating, and a lot of times they end in death. You should give yourself a pat on the back. Buy yourself whatever you want. Treat yourself like the king or god that you are, and generally celebrate your birthday with as much pomp and ceremony as possible. And that's what people do today. The Satanists feel, why not really be honest? And if you are going to create a God in your image, why not create the God as yourself? So the scriptures don't outwardly say, thou shalt not celebrate your birthday, but it also does not say to celebrate your birthday either. We know that the Bible is clear for those who love God and want to keep His commandments. We understand that things before were written for us to learn from, right? The examples of birthdays in the Bible ended in death. God commanded His people not to learn the way of the heathen. Birthdays was never our thing, but for some reason we latch on to stuff and we take it over and we just do the most. The world gonna tell you celebrate yourself. The world says in God we trust, but the world actually does nothing that God says to do. I said don't have no other gods before Him, not even yourself.
So just a quick disclaimer. There is no eternal hell, okay? That's made up. There is no eternal hell. Hell means the grave, comes from the Hebrew sha'awal. So it means being brought low to a lower state or the grave. So these are conditions that are played out on earth. Okay? The other thing is, well, we'll let the Bible come out. So self-worship, self-exhortation, it goes back to some of the ancient pagan worships. When you read Isaiah 14, thou hast said in thine heart, I will be like the Most High. So the Luciferians, the so-called light bearers, or Illuminati, so they are operating under the fundamentals of Satanism, idolatry. They put in God we trust on the money, on the $100 bill, on the dollar bill. Anyway, I want to make this short, Lord willing. Let's go here to Job 3, verse 1. Salakia. The book of Job, chapter 3, verse 1. After this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived. So birthdays are into this realm of suffering. When we come into this earth, we're born in travail. We come into a situation where, well, first of all, we're in this flesh. Matter of fact, let's get this. Even unto this day, let's read this verse, Job 3, verse 8. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. So we're born into a situation where we're in the flesh, we get sick, we die, we suffer, we lose loved ones. So this is not our rest. Let's go here. Yeah. Cursed shall thou be, and thou goest out and comest in. Where's that at? Deuteronomy 28, verse 19. Let's go to 18. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Hey, this happened to Job as well. So we can learn a lot from the travail and the plight of Job. He became sick, lost cattle. His woman turned against him. See, his body was riddled with boils. See, he lost loved ones. Deuteronomy 28, verse 18. Cursed shall be the fruit. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. And we can even read how his woman turned on him. See, let's get that one. Deuteronomy 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness. Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her husband. See, Job's wife said, curse this God of yours and die. So this is not anything to celebrate. We're getting old in sickness, arthritis, high blood pressure. Some of us get senile. Some of us get madness, where we're not functioning in our full mental or intellectual capacity. The good people, or those that are doing pretty good, can use about 10% of their mind. That's it. What is there to boast about? Or blow that little horn that looks like a condom and celebrate that, popping bottles and balloons. Bug out of your mind. Wearing a little ice cream cone turned upside down on your head. Okay? To me, that's nothing to celebrate. Crazy as hell. Let's get this one. We'll stay in Job. Keep this short. Job 10, verse 18. The book of Job, chapter 10, Verse 17. Thou renewest thy witness against me, and increaseth thine indignation upon me. Changes and war are against me. Hey, we're battling the flesh, battling loved ones, battling our enemies, battling our desires. See? Job 10 and 17. Thou renewest thy witness against me, and increaseth thine indignation upon me. Changes and war are against me. Wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb, O that I had given up the ghost, and no eye had seen me. That I was not even born into this hell-like condition, into travail, pain, sorrow, suffering. Hey, it got so bad with Moses, he asked Yahweh to take him. Just take me, Lord. See? Everybody's lot is different. Different levels of ass pain, sorrow, mental anguish, suffering. So we can't look at Moses from the outside of the ring and criticize him. You know, he's weak. He's not a man of the Lord. He fell out of the truth. You are an ass clown. Go ahead and get the upside down ice cream cone hat and put that on. You idiot. Job 10, verse 18. Therefore, Job 10, verse 18. Wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb, O that I had given up the ghost, and no eye had seen me? I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. See? I'm in hell. I'm catching hell. Sha'awal, to be brought low or down to the grave. A literal death. See? Because of suffering, pain. But Job exercised patience, faith, prudence. Where is that at? Moses was like, take me, Lord. You know, these Israelites are crazy. Who are we to sit back and judge Moses? You know? He lacked faith. He fell out of the truth. He didn't believe. No. We didn't carry his lot or his burden. Where's that at? Right here. A lot of Israelites are crazy. Let's go here to Numbers 11. See? Verse 13. When should I have flesh to give unto all this people? For they weep unto me, saying, give us flesh that we may eat. So they were just arguing with Moses, yelling at him, cursing him, mocking him, you know. Verse 14. And they could never have enough. Nothing was good enough. Numbers 11, verse 14. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me. Moses he was not delegating. So he was absorbing all of the pain, griping, sorrow, and grief. Numbers 11, verse 14. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me. And if thou deal thus with me, kill me, I pray thee, out of hand, if I have found favor in thy sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. See? Release me from the chains and bonds of this flesh, of torment, hell on earth. Jeremiah So to celebrate being born into hell is something wrong with your mental faculties. The Bible says, arise and depart, for this is not your rest. So we're seeking the kingdom, new bodies, deliverance, not to celebrate this thing, popping bottles and blowing up balloons. Jeremiah 20. Where is that at? Jeremiah 20, verse 17. Because he slew me not from the womb. Jeremiah 20, verse 17. Because he slew me not from the womb, or that my mother might have been my grave, and her womb to be always great with me, stillborn. You know, we come into the world as slaves and die as slaves, paying tribute, taxes on top of the taxes that we pay taxes on. Utility bill, tax, water bill, tax, gas bill, tax, light bill, tax, land taxes. Come on, man. But you'll have a dumbass say you're looking and chasing clout on the earth. You get a woman whose womb is polluted, that's been around the world and yada. You know, the hell is this? Jeremiah 20, verse 18. Wherefore came I forth out of the womb to see labor and sorrow, that my days should be consumed with shame. So better is the end of a thing. We're looking for the reward of the kingdom and to get the hell up out of here. Not put on an upside down ice cream cone hat. Bugged out. Pretty much didn't beat a dead horse. Yeah, let's get this one. Trying to remember where it's at. Yeah, let's read that. Job 3, verse 11. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Why wasn't my mother's womb my grave? Instead of enduring being 3/5 of a man, slave, black, nothing, Gentile, cursed, suffering, sickness, illness, weaknesses, arthritis, see, lung cancer, diabetes, kidney failure. This is hell. So we are eagerly awaiting the establishment of a new holy, righteous kingdom. Job 3, verse 11. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? See? Why did the knees prevent me? Or why the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept. Then had I been at rest. See? Stillborn. Not coming into this chains of bondage or chains of darkness. This flesh, this body. That's nothing to celebrate. Hopefully this lesson has been edifying. We are eagerly hastening and awaiting patiently the kingdom, the reward of the thrones of righteousness. Hopefully this lesson has been edifying. See you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala. And the Babal. We got next, Lord willing. Barakatham. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.